Okay, in this video, I want to talk about something that's a little counterintuitive that I have been doing recently, and that's just simply explain to you why I think that blogging has become less effective for B2B marketing, and essentially I've switched to a different strategy that is separate from blogging. In this video, I want to explain to you why I think blogging has become less effective as a B2B marketing strategy and share with you the strategies that I've been using instead. So blogging was once the cornerstone of B2B content marketing, but today I think it faces significant challenge. Here's why blogging has lost its effectiveness and how adapting my marketing strategy towards video, podcast, and targeted social engagement, email marketing, and even account-based outreach is helping my business to grow and thrive. All right, here's my quick rundown on why I think blogging has become less effective. Number one, content saturation. AI tools have drastically reduced the cost and complexity of creating content, flooding the internet with repetitive, low-value posts. So standing out from the noise is increasingly challenging. Declining organic reach. There's been a lot of changes in the search algorithm. One in particular is Google's Gemini summarizations that essentially takes up most of the sort of top of the search result. And then there's also an obvious prioritization of authoritative brands, more established sites, making that organic visibility much harder for smaller or newer businesses. 3, audience attention shift. People's attention spans are much shorter. Long form, considered written content rarely holds their attention as effectively as shorter, visually engaging formats like videos or podcasts. And then 4, of course, there's just the time intensity of production. High quality blogs require significant time investment, and with diminishing returns, this becomes an inefficient use of your marketing resources and time. Okay, so let's talk about the strategies that I'm personally using. Number 1, video first content strategy. Rather than starting with a blog post, which used to be my approach, my primary content format is now video. I start with a long form video, typically headed towards and will be published on YouTube, that deeply covers some industry topic. Then from there, we divide out short form clips that are derived from that long form content, and then we share it across LinkedIn and other social platforms, as well as, of course, YouTube's short format. And then I like repurposing the quote unquote sawdust of these videos into shorter blog posts, maximizing the content utility without heavy additional effort. The other advantage of these type of blog posts is because it comes from my video content, my personal experience, it tends to be unique to things like ChatGPT and the LLMs or the large language models, so that if you think that behavior for consumers is switching from Google search to things like ChatGPT and Gemini and Claude, these shorter form blog posts will make their way into these large language models. So how is this video first approach helping me? It engages visually and auditorially, improving the retention and audience connection, and is obvious the new preference for most audiences. It creates efficiency by repurposing content and extending reach without increased cost. And then, of course, it's better suited for mobile first, on-the-go content consumption preferences where short-form video just simply rules. Number 2 on my strategy is strategic podcast appearances. Instead of launching my own podcast, which demands consistent, significant resources, and I've tried and failed many times. Instead, I'm actively pursuing guest appearances on established podcasts within my industry. So why does this approach work so well? Well, 1, it rapidly builds credibility by associating my content with established shows and respected hosts. It expands my reach and brand visibility without the significant commitment of running my own podcast and finding guests. And then it prepares me with practical experience and an audience foundation. So if I were to launch a future product or a book or a digital course or even a podcast, I will have a lot of feedback already built in and established in acquiring this audience through others' podcast audiences. Number 3 on my strategy, social media engagement. So primarily this is happening on LinkedIn. My social media strategy emphasizes active posting of engaging content, including short form video, articles, and posts on LinkedIn, and then leveraging existing network and targeting capabilities of LinkedIn's algorithm. I proactively reach targeted, interested audiences efficiently by just leveraging and let LinkedIn's algorithm do the work. Unlike Google's more passive search targeting, LinkedIn pushes my content directly to relevant users, rapidly expanding my audience. Every post includes, of course, a clear call to action, directing those users in that audience towards lead magnets or my newsletter to transition that audience from LinkedIn's platform into my own audience ecosystem. Step 4, email marketing. And for me, this consists of 2 pieces: my newsletter and targeted CRM sequences. My email marketing approach combines these 2 elements. A weekly newsletter is focused on delivering high-value content, blending my original insights with curated industry resources and information. Second, I use targeted email sequences that are executed through my CRM. My preferences close. These sequences allow me to strategically engage segments of my audience, presenting tailored offers, products, or services designed to drive business opportunities and conversations directly into that audience. Strategy number 5, account-based marketing. ABM, or account-based marketing, is a deliberate strategy aimed at proactively targeting accounts that I specifically want to work with. What does this involve? Well, first, LinkedIn connection campaigns designed to build initial relationships. I'm reaching out to those folks that I have targeted and I've segmented through Sales Navigator, and I'm actively asking for connections to those ICPs or ideal customer profiles. The second step in here is email outreach. I want to find the emails from those LinkedIn connections that I'm targeting, and then via my CRM, I'm going to sequence and aim to secure appointments and discovery calls through email outreach. And then finally, driving leads to strategically created lead magnets or directly scheduling appointments, which becomes my primary key performance indicator for all of this effort. I'm looking to schedule as many appointments as possible through this process. Strategy number 6, thought leadership. This is an overarching strategy that's kind of embedded across all of my marketing efforts. My content is oriented around 2 core themes. I'm either teaching practical knowledge and techniques that I personally use on a daily basis in my sales and marketing, or I'm conducting and publishing in-depth research and analysis on the industries and vertical markets that I serve. This focused approach enhances credibility and positions me as a trusted authority and consistently delivers high-value content to my audience. So here are a few of the key takeaways from why I have switched from blogging to these other strategies. Blogging alone can no longer reliably drive B2B marketing success. This is simply due to just the challenge of changing behaviors and habits of the consumers and the ICPs that I'm targeting, and then of course increasing competition driven largely by AI and more efficient content creation tools. Video and podcast guest appearances offer, for me at least, a more rich and engaging way to reach and build relationships with my audience. Leveraging social media algorithms, strategically email marketing, and also ABM or account-based marketing ensures that I'm efficiently reaching out to proactively the audience that I want to grow through targeted outreach. And then finally, thought leadership through actionable insights and in-depth industry research solidifies my authority and trust with the audience that I'm trying to build. I encourage you to adopt these strategies. I can assure you that at least in my case, I've seen dramatic enhancement in my B2B marketing effectiveness, helping your brand stand out and predictably grow in today's crowded digital landscape.